Alright, I was kind of worried about my stomach, and it still might be a problem, but we'll find out. This quest is called Once Forged, continuing the storyline. Level 88 given to us by Grahatia. We are now in Aporia. We have traveled and delivered to and within this area. Here we go. Sorry for my nose being annoying. In the event that our, and I quote, promised heap of adamantite falls right out of the bloody sky and into my lap, Master Kokkol wishes to be ready to put the proverbial hammer to anvil at a moment's notice. To fabricate these parts, however, he needs the flames in Kokkol's forge to burn hotter. He sent me to increase the amount of ether being funneled to his furnaces. The flow of fire-aspected ether in Labyrinthos is regulated by an elemental reactor south of here, to which I have borrowed the key. The adjustment will require 2 people to carry out safely, but I can explain the process when we arrive. This is where we part, then. We'll see you in Charlie and Hamlet once the adamantite arrives, if not before. This way, then. Pat my chest. We're good to go. What you doing looking out the water, Ninian? I come here to think when I have hit a snag in my research. I'll return to work as soon as I have a solution in mind, so please stop giving me that look. Okay, I'm just asking, you know, it's a pretty little wading pond or whatever it's called. Whatever it would be called. As a structure or body of man-made water. Like, it's a pool. But, like, I think it would only go up to your ankles. I didn't actually check, but... We have some treants called Burkanen, or Burkanon. Floaty purple-pink flower monsters called Appas, Center Appa. An ether current. When it's like right there and I have to do a quest, like, I don't really need to fly in these zones right now. If I ever do, I'll tackle that bridge. You know, tackle that bridge when it comes there. But that's not the same unless you're a little bit special. Up the steps of this, well, I guess it, so, something like 16, 20 steps leads us up to a circular walkway thing around a building in the center that is also circular. Imagine that. And could be the generator that he speaks of. It looks like it goes underground, but it could just be this one level. We'll see. The reactor is housed within this facility. I'll be the one to go inside and adjust the fire ether output. When I do, a rather large amount of water-aspected ether will issue from the vent at the top. I expect this to attract at least a few elementals, which you would both rather not be drawn into the reactor itself. Trust me. Can I ask that you put down any that draw too near? They'll pose you little trouble, I'm sure. Of course. Of course. Wait here, if you would. Poor Orogo, you've been with me for a while. Let's do somebody else for a second. For a time. I'll have to go to the destination. Wanda Baramza. I haven't thought of you in a while. I'm in paladin mode, so it might be a little bit slow with the kills, but I'm not invincible. We get one of the Appa guys. Goring Blade anymore? Only be executed on the effect of Goring Blade ready. How do I do that? I can't remember. I'm just gonna go through my AoE rotation. I don't remember which one is faster. If you have only 2 creatures to defeat. Okay, 2 more of the swirling plant things. The last 2 things we defeated were just kind of like these swirling water balls that hover. He's float, so I'm gonna say float cover. How do I enter Goring Blade Ray? Can I stun that? Probably can, but I don't remember what my stun is. Oh, it didn't work. My interject didn't. I don't remember what my... What's my stun? How do I get Goring Blade ready again? I gotta get here again. Is it a... Oh, I haven't used Requiscat in a while. It just gives you like 3 more casts, or 4 stacks of Requiscat you can do. Yeah. Confiteor ready. Where's Confiteor ready? Because Goring Blade used to be like a... I'm pretty sure it used to be a 1-minute cooldown. And you just used it off cooldown whenever you felt like it, basically. Oh, I get a region using my Holy Shelter, and I forgot about that. That's fun. So I guess one of my cooldowns is... Oh, there's my Shield Bash for my stun. One of my cooldowns probably gives me that Goring Blade thing. I'm so... Grant Supplication ready? What does Supplication ready do? Jeez. And Holy Spirit restores my HP. Guys, Paladin just is an HP regeneration. At this level, at least. You would think that Paladin... They're like holy warriors, or holy fighters, right? So... But they don't have a whole lot of healing, or any at all, until... level 40? Level 45? Meanwhile, Paladins in Final Fantasy XI got Cure 1, I think, at level 5. I think? Something like that. Maybe earlier, I don't remember. Maybe they got that level 1 and then they didn't get very many other spells at all, really. No, it got banished at level 5. So Cure 1, level 1, banished level 5, I think, and then, I don't know. Did everything go smoothly out here? Yep, just some elementals. I thought as much. No major complications to speak of inside either. And we turn to the reactor that now is giving off this kind of upward column of this purple smoke that's kind of lit from below, or the smoke itself has light, because there's little light motes that kind of float up with the smoke. And the water ether appears to be venting properly. So, fog, or steam, I guess. I expect Kokkol will have seen a difference in his forged flames by the time I return. Since I have you, there was another matter I thought to discuss with you. Nothing terribly important, merely something I've been considering. Part of this I shared with everyone, yet you, and only you, have been to Elpis. As we have established, refined adamantite is a product of Alag, of the Empire's twilight years, in fact. It was a material which saw much use as part of the Allagan's efforts to extend beyond the bounds of this world, Dalamud, of course, being the most prominent. Of those who would push further, expand Alag's empire to encompass the heavens and the stars above, perhaps the greatest was its infamous technologist, Amon. This put a look of shock on my face for a second, and I go thinking. My options are, Amon wanted to travel the Sea of Stars, or did he remember his life as Hermes? Did he remember his life as Hermes? I believe he had his own reasons. There is no evidence to suggest that he retained memories of his former life. He only joined the Ascians once the Empire was all but dust, as you know. If not his memory, though, what drove him to pursue the idea with such fervor? This may seem far-fetched, but what if souls, like minds, have a personality, so to speak, a natural disposition towards which they are inclined? We know with relative certainty that it was the gross decadence and inexorable decline of Alag that moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Zandi. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to fill the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Zandi's return, Amon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. Or would have, had not Zandi been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Amon's desire for his countrymen to conquer the heavens could only be a means to the same end, to instill the people with new purpose. Like Hermes before him, Amon was appalled by how those around him lived, but could never bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, that hope, in the distant stars. Such is my theory, anyway. Ultimately, it is the consequences of their actions which matter. Their motives are of no moment. And yet, to reach those stars on wings of adamantite, to travel to the ends of creation beyond, the promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. But enough musing for now. Why don't we see how Kokkol is getting on? Kokkol. 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 Can I teleport there? No, but I theoretically can just continue my run. We're continuing to go around the ring, the donut. It's a bit thick for just a ring, so let's call it a donut. You know, rings are generally, they have a big opening in the middle, but generally pretty small. And pretty thin outer material. Generally. Although I suppose any donut is technically a ring, but can any ring technically be called a donut? What's the definition of a donut? Is there a certain... Would you call it thickness, or added radius, or added diameter? Because you have the diameter, or the radius from the center of the ring out to the very closest edge of the actual material of the ring. Oh, another ether current. Let's see, rock golems. You rock? What are you made of? You're kind of like made of shards of rock. Kind of look like icicles, like icicle-shaped shards of rock, but golem-shaped nonetheless. Ether current. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. If pardon what's about to happen on this channel, but it's not going to be the worst thing. What is the, would you say mathematical? Geometric difference between something defined as ring-shaped versus donut-shaped. They're often used interchangeably. Ring is closed loop, hollow circle, or thin band, or the thickness is negligible. Yeah, so what I was saying, the thickness is negligible compared to the diameter. Yeah. Hula hoop, O-ring, the ring you wear on your finger. Geometrically, a ring can be described in 3 dimensions as a torus, T-O-R-U-S, which is not a word I've heard before, where one of the radii, the tube radius or minor radius, that's the radius of the band, is very small or 0 in comparison to the primary radius, the distance from the center of the tube to the center of the torus. Yeah. Donut shaped a more pronounced three-dimensional form, specifically a torus, T-O-R-U-S. A torus is defined as having a major radius from the center of the torus to the center of the tube, a minor radius, the radius of the tube itself. Volume and shape are significant in all different directions. Rounded, donut-like appearance where both radii contribute. Okay. I think a donut can also be, there's a three-dimensional aspect to it as well. Ring-shaped suggests a more flat, less voluminous form. Donut-shaped suggests a more substantial three-dimensional object. Yeah, I just said that before even reading it. But yeah, a lot of the times they're interchangeable, which is also something I suspected. There's another question I wanted to ask. Like, I just after or just before Thanksgiving, a premium subscription to X, formerly known as Twitter, was super duper cheap, like an entire year for like 65 bucks. And it comes with Grok, which is by far one of my favorite AI searching and whatever kind of tools. I've tried ChatGPT, I've tried some other free ones, but Grok is great. You can put it in fun mode if you want. I tried it. I just kind of like getting the facts, but if you want fun mode and you want to make fun of you or describe you based on your Twitter posts or whatever, then I wonder what Grok would say about my YouTube channel. Alright, we have Kokkol, Dankol, who we will talk to finish this quest. Sorry for all the little, yeah. It's my channel. If you can, yeah, sorry. Woo, I can feel those flames are blazing from here. Glad you found someone capable, Graha, but there's not much left for you lot to do. Unless you can conjure up that refined adamantite any faster. Once forged is complete, the quest is complete. My stomach is now telling me it is time to take a little bit of a break, so I will see you soon, but definitely not too soon. Bye-bye.